All right, so wait, what? The upload token will exist as long as the origin NFT is kept in Upland's custody. Yo, what's up? So on my Earth 2 video, someone suggested I look at Upland. Now I don't know what Upland is, but based on the context, I'm gonna guess it's something similar to Earth 2. So yeah, let's just go ahead and look into it and see what some of my thoughts are as I investigate around on the website are. So yes, you can use cookies. Let's see. Well, so they have an app, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're more credible, but it does mean that there was at least some kind of cursory investigation from Apple and from Google. So possibly this is a little bit different than Earth 2, but let's look further. Blockchain basic economy and existence. I mean, is this actually on the blockchain? Because if it were, that would make it that would be another difference that it has from Earth 2, but let's see. So buy, sell, and trade virtual properties mapped to real addresses, build your dream house, start a virtual business, earn UPX coins or US dollars by selling NFT properties in a free and open market, make friends and up. So here's the problem with NFTs. The only time an NFT is going to become valuable and like mainstream is if it provides you value in something else, because otherwise why wouldn't you just buy a cryptocurrency? Because you can actually use a cryptocurrency to like purchase, like I mean you could use a cryptocurrency theoretically to purchase other things. So why would you ever buy an NFT instead of a cryptocurrency unless that NFT has some kind of value? Like if it were a thing in a game, I know that there are NFT games, and so that at least makes sense because you're getting something in the game that you can use in the game. But like Earth 2 isn't a game, at least not yet, and I know that they say it's going to be, but there's no game about it. You literally purchase things for no value. And it's not even on a blockchain. So for Earth 2 it doesn't make a lot of sense. For this, I'd say it still doesn't really make that much sense unless there's actually a game associated with this. So like you got to think about that. Don't purchase an NFT just for whatever reason. Now, I'm not like an economist, I'm not a financial expert. So, you know, take my advice however you want. Not financial advice, but I would not purchase an NFT that didn't give me value in something I was already doing. Like if I was playing a game and I wanted the product in the game and I wanted to use an NFT in the game, that's the only time I'd probably ever buy an NFT. So, I don't know. But I mean, maybe this has an actual game and you can actually do stuff. As seen in Vice, Forbes, Decrypt, VentureBeat, CoinDesk, Bitcoin.com. Okay. Like just because you made it in like a magazine doesn't necessarily mean that this is good, right? Like I'm sure that there have been MLMs seen in like some of these before too. But I guess it does give at least some kind of presence for this as an actual product, though I don't know if this is actually valuable. To take action on blockchain sustainability, Upland has recently partnered with EOS Authority and Climate Care to offset a year's worth of carbon emissions. That's 281 tons of carbon offset by Upland. Really? To take action on blockchain sustainability, Upland has recently partnered with EOS Authority. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Okay, EOS Authority is a block producer candidate focused on software and infrastructure. Yeah, so this is a market for cryptocurrency where they sell other things, like they sell like nodes where you can mine like crypto and stuff like that. So it's just another place that they sell crypto. So cool, I guess they're helping do some climate initiative. Founded by serial entrepreneurs Dirk Luth, Manny Hongestein, and Aiden Zuckerman. Okay, let's see. So he has other serial entrepreneurships. Okay, he is actually a serial entrepreneur. Now, so here's kind of the problem with something like this. If you have like a bunch of experience at a bunch of different companies and like perhaps some of these aren't even all of his experience, it kind of raises a question of like, do you actually care about the things that you start? Like if you're a serial entrepreneur and then you work on them for like a number of years, like 2 years, 2 years, 1 year. I guess some of these are longer, like 5 years, 2 years, 5 years. Like if you do it like that, I mean, maybe it's possible that he's just selling these things And if I wanted to, I guess I could look into every single one of these companies. But for just a cursory look, this guy, I mean, he has a lot of experience, but a lot of it looks like he kind of just gives up after a while, or he sells it off maybe. Not really sure. All right. All right, so well, let's look into some of these companies and see what is up then. All right. So Financial Times Dutchland. Industry newspaper, 200, 500 employees. Okay, privately held. They don't really post anything, but I guess it apparently has 200 employees. Okay, so this one actually has an about. Lycos Europe is one of the leading European portal providers and the online advertisers operating a network of websites. Do they make any posts? Oh, okay. But this one, let's see. Okay, so this one's not even on LinkedIn. All right. SunGard. So the company's not here, but there are some posts about it. Managed operations at SunGard, worldwide technology group for systems as a service, business process management, and enterprise content management. So he's the chief operations officer. I mean, yeah, I think this guy's literally is just like a serial entrepreneur. Okay, so anytime I read these and it keeps saying these like buzzwords like systems as a service and then like world's biggest brands and then like it makes me wonder because do you really work if you really worked with the world's biggest brands, like wouldn't you have like postings like more of a presence on here and you'd be trying to like actually get more employees and stuff? Because if you're working with the biggest brands for whatever this conversational intelligence platform for messaging and voice platforms, like what does that even mean? But like built from the bottom up from the industry, like this doesn't mean anything. These words are meaningless. It's hard for me to verify what any of these companies even actually do. German accelerator empowers German startups and scale globally. We take high potential companies on a. Okay, so this is like an investment company. So at least I know what they do. Since when I click on these on LinkedIn, there's no presence. And of course, LinkedIn isn't the only place you can find presence for companies. Like it'd probably be better if I could like Google them and like do a whole bunch of research on them. But just for a cursory like look through of these people, like I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, some of these things are concerning, but overall, I think this is probably fine. I don't think it's like predatory, at least not yet. All right, so then we go to this guy right here. Well, they have 2,000 employees on LinkedIn, but they don't talk about what they do. Like, this is so weird, dude. Okay, so he was an IT systems analyst for Hewlett Packard. Oh, like, what is his role here? He is, co-founder. Okay. So, I mean, I hope all of you know who HP is. All right, so I'm also noticing that some of these companies for this guy at least might not necessarily show up because it looks like he was originally from Israel. And if I mean, I could be wrong, but I think LinkedIn is more of like, it's like more of like an American kind of British kind of thing. So maybe that's why that a lot of the companies that he's worked for, like developer, team leader, or vice president of this one, aren't on here is just simply because there's no LinkedIn presence in Israel. I could be wrong. I'm not really sure, but that could be part of the reason here. This is what it looks like to me. This guy does a bunch of startups here. And I mean, again, I just want to say that just because these things are listed on here with these like 1,000+ employees doesn't mean that they actually have that many employees. It could be a lie, but some of these other ones, like, but I'm not saying that it is. It's just like, unless I actually did a ton more research into this person, like I would never know. Which I'm not gonna do because I honestly just don't care that much to like keep like internet stalk these people. I just got suggested this Upland thing to see what's up. Now, this person has a lot of experience with gambling. There's nothing wrong with gambling itself. The problem with gambling is when it becomes an addiction, which is very easy for gambling, or when you can market it to children or like children, it's easy for children to participate in it. It's similar to tobacco, I guess, in a way where you had like the tobacco companies starting to market like those flavored vapes to teenagers, and then they kind of became addicted. It's similar with gambling. If you like market it to children and make it easily accessible to them, then it becomes a big problem. But I don't know anything about these two companies. They could be completely fine, but gambling can become a major problem. And then the other co-founder. Okay, so something is interesting to me is that if you look at his like page, okay, it shows him as being in a ton of companies to present. Like, look at this. So so I guess he probably knew this other guy from AGS. That's my guess. And then he worked at a bunch of Rocket Play as well, which I guess got acquired by AGS. So that makes a lot of sense too. So this guy probably knew this guy from AGS, and then now he is in a whole bunch of things right here. Look, so he's a managing partner for Honeystone Ventures. He's a managing partner for New Capital Partners. He's an investor for Zeotap. He's an investor for Nitrobox. He's an investor for Algo Trader. He's a co-founder of Upland, and then he's a co-founder of Maxwell, and then he is an advisor for CoreLogix. Like, he's a co-founder and board member of Itori Ticketing. Like, this guy, what it seems like is he's like a very rich person, and he kind of just does a whole bunch of things. So to me, I don't know if that necessarily means that he's going to be bad here. It only means to me that it looks like he's not going to have all of his focus here. And that if Upland goes under, I mean, he doesn't really give a fuck because he has all this other shit that he's invested in. All right, so we can see all of their people here. Now, the people that would be the most interesting to look at would obviously be the founders, which we already looked into, but then also would be some of their like high-end developers or in their high-end like designers. Okay, so if we look at like the first one that I see down the list is this senior front-end developer from the Ukraine. And I don't read, I don't know, Russian, or I don't know if Ukraine has its own language, but so as their senior developer, their senior front-end developer, he only has 3 years of experience, not even. So before working here, yeah, so he had about 3 years of experience before working here, and he's their senior front-end developer. So the most experienced person they presumably have for front-end development is a person with only 3 years of experience. Now, of course, and then also remember what I said about somebody leaving jobs like very quickly. Like, high turnover in a company is bad. High turnover for an individual is also bad. So like, if you look at this, 3 months, 7 months, and then he was here for 2 years. That's pretty good. And then he left and then went here, and he's been there for 2 years. So what this tells me is that it also could be that their front end isn't as important. Like, the front end for Earth 2 would be way more important to Earth 2 because all of their stuff runs on the front end, but these people have an app. So perhaps their senior like app developers are more experienced, but this right here is kind of a little bit concerning. I guess it's not the biggest deal. Like, maybe this person has been programming since they were 3 years old, and they only have like 3 years of like actual experience in industry before getting hired as the senior front end developer. Let's see, professional esports player in San Jose Earthquake. So okay, I don't know what this means. This person's probably just an investor. All right, so here's their product manager. All right, so this makes a lot of sense to me. Someone who's developing apps from Zynga, or someone who has like worked with Zynga is going to work with something like this. It's the same thing with Gala. Like, you had a lot of the Zynga developers go over there. It just seems like that online kind of marketing for Facebook lended well into this online marketing for like crypto NFT kind of stuff. So this is more what I would expect to see from like people working here. I mean, this just makes sense to me. How long did he work there? He only worked there for 1 year and 5 months, so possibly not the best years within Zynga. All right, and so he worked on the Game of Thrones slot. So I see a lot of people working in gambling on this company, which, I mean, it's just a very weird trend to me. They have a lot of front-end developers, dude. Jesus Christ. Well, who's their lead back-end developer? All right, since I don't know who their lead backend developer is, I'm just going to pick the first backend developer I saw, which is this person. Full stack developer, constructor innovations for 1 year, 4 months. Full stack developer for Sadie Labs LLC, 1 year, 8 months. All right, so designing Node.js and PHP app. Okay, this guy is like, this would be more of like what you would expect from like a developer and possibly moving into a senior developer. So he already has like 4 or 5 years of experience here. Like here, yeah, so he already has like 5 years of experience here. Like that's kind of what I would more expect to see from like a senior person at a startup or something like that. So like that's less concerning. So it looks like their employees are mostly fine, but just the concerns that I talked about earlier. All right, I want to see what this game looks like. All right, so we have a few candidates here. We have so I had to mute it because the music was just fucking annoying. But let's see. Is this the actual gameplay that you have in the game? Wait, what? So it takes you 19 years to move anywhere? Why are you this big block? How did they break this down? Did they just take like grid systems from cities for like homes and businesses and then just like map it onto the actual map? Like what did they do? It's because it doesn't look like they, at least from here, I can't really tell. But what it looks like Earth 2 did is they literally just took a fucking picture of the Earth and then laid out a 10 million by 10 million grid. This looks like these are actual like plots of land, but I don't really know if it could be less complex than that. Because then you have streets. Like, why do you move so fucking slow, dude? Okay, so yeah, so they literally just broke down by like plot of land instead of by just like a random square on the planet, which I don't know if that's better or worse, really. It seems like it's like it seems like it could go either way depending on what they're doing here. They're saying like you own this property, and they're not, at least this company's also not claiming that they're going to create like this huge like verticality based on real Earth verticality. They're going to be able to map mountains and buildings and all that perfectly. They're not saying that kind of stuff. So what do you even do in this game? Okay, so you buy this and then you can go to the Google Street View. Perfect. Is this really all you do? And then you choose like your color. Oh, so you get income and then it boosts based. Okay. What can you do with this income? I need to know. Like, so like is this actually already in the game? Or is there only, you can just buy these things and then you can move around at like half a foot per year? Like, how does this work? Oh, these are the NFTs. Oh, I get it. So you buy the NFT for like all the land pieces are NFTs, but then each NFT has like a unique thing, and then there's like rarer NFTs that do more things. So I'm going to assume that you already get this income in the game. The question is, can you do anything with that income yet? Okay, so this is like, what is this? 53 players currently hunting. What does that even mean? It looks like you can like get reward. It's like the mobile game thing where you click on the picture once a day, watch the ad, and you get a reward or some shit like that. And then you get like treasures or something. Okay, like none of this really means anything. So like it doesn't really look like you can really do anything with the money you earn. I haven't seen them buy anything. So you can purchase the in-game currency. So they have 11,000, but you can purchase more. So they have like $10 worth of currency here. Are you sure you want to use 30 UPX to send the Explorer to 1 Florence? So what does that do? Does that just make it so you can buy more stuff? Like, how do you offer in this game? Do you offer with UPX or do you offer with real money? Why do you move so slow in this game? Okay. All right. I think I've probably seen enough to understand how the game generally works. So basically what you do is they mapped every single plot of like purchasable land in like at least the US, probably most of the world. They put it on a grid and then they say, all right, you can buy it. Each one gives you like a certain amount of like UPX, which I guess might be either their cryptocurrency or in-game currency. Doesn't matter either way. Upland's platform is powered by, yeah, so this is where this severely differs from Earth 2, because Earth 2 has no accountability whatsoever, except for this now is on the blockchain, and that blockchain is backed by this EOS blockchain company. So now a lot of the scrupulation could be for this company, but you're also gonna have to look into this blockchain company as well to see if if they're like all up and up, or like how it's working out for them and stuff like that. And kind of like, what is this NFT kind of based on? So for me, it kind of seems like this right now seems a little bit better than Earth 2, but again, like, there's not really any gameplay here. Like, it's not a good investment to just put money into an NFT because other people might want that NFT for this game. Like, this game, there's not really much playability here. That's the problem. There's no playability in this game. It's kind of like the Gala thing, but for Gala, if you participate in the tournaments, you can like win money. But there's nothing, at least none that I saw, like that here. And the actual games that Gala has, you can actually like play them. It's not like this. So to me, it seems somewhere in between Earth 2 and Gala. I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's like obviously a scam. Like, I don't think the people working on this are just trying to get as much money as they can and then leave. It just seems like a bad idea to me, but if you think this is interesting, then whatever. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad to me. Let's see their roadmap. Quarter 1. We've announced Spark token late 2020 and Q1 of 2021. The smart contracts will be deployed on EOS blockchain. The first pools of... Okay, so they already have a cryptocurrency. Property development with the introduction of Spark token. Permanent property development will kick off featuring upgraded buildings, models, and various improvements. I did not see this at all in that gameplay that we just looked at. Maybe it's there, but like the ability to like upgrade your property in what way? I would love to, like, it says upgrade building models and various improvements. To me, it would make a lot more sense if they broke this down more. Like, what were the improvements? And show me a picture of like all the building upgrades, because like this doesn't mean anything to me. This does, like, I don't know unless I play the game, right? So this would be way easier to understand if they put those pictures in there and like exactly what those improvements were. Builders will structured NFT. Yeah, so we talked about NFT and we talked about why it's important. Tethered directly to property and wait, what does it say? Builders will enjoy true ownership of the structures will be implemented as NFTs on the blockchain. So these NFTs are sold on the EOS market we talked about. Again, you need to be very scrupulous of that market, but still, this is, at least it's on the blockchain. It's a lot more than you can say about Earth 2. Object positioning on properties. Unlike the property development sandbox where structures were automatically positioned in the center of the property, permanent property development will allow flex. Okay, so you can move your stuff around. I guess that makes sense. In-app NFT management. So they just added the management to the NFT. Block Explorer NFT. Players will enjoy true ownership of the custom block explorers as they become. So they added more NFTs in the game. Okay. So now we're getting into areas where it's like, okay, you're creating ways that people can spend money to buy these NFTs and buy your crypto, which obviously on its own, like, this is already enough to make you, this is already enough to differentiate this from Earth 2, because it's a crypto. So if all you care about now is the crypto and you just want to play the game for the crypto, or you don't even want to play the game, you just want to buy their token, then whatever, maybe you think that's a good investment. I don't think so, but that's up to you. I don't like this. To me, this isn't a scam. To me, this is just, a bad investment, but I'm not a financial expert, so do whatever you want with it. Also, I want you guys to notice this. So if you saw my Earth 2 video breaking down their notes, look at how much better the notes are here. We've announced the Spark token in 2020, and in Q1 of 2021, the smart contracts will be deployed on EOS blockchain. This is where you can buy it. It tells you what the token's called, and the first pool of Spark tokens will be minted, including Citizen Airdrop. Spark will power property development and more. So then it tells you how that impacts the game. For Earth 2, it was like, well, we added the hollow building. Okay. What does that mean? Okay, well, we upgraded to a React. And then you're like, okay, perfect. And then like a month later, they're like, all right, we did the upgrade to React. And you're like, okay, I thought you already did that. So at least their like notes here make a lot more sense. The upload token. Upload is a new non-fungible token that is used to represent NFTs that have been uploaded from other platforms and blockchains into Upland via an NFT portal. All right, so wait, what? The upload token will exist as long as the origin NFT is kept in Upland's custody. At any point in time, the owner of upload token has the ability to pull okay. All right, so this is what it's saying. You can use this token to have NFTs from other sources, other platforms. Okay? And this is going to, in place of that NFT, you're going to be able to use this in the game for however they decide that NFT is going to be used. And then the upload token itself will exist for you. And then the NFT goes to Upland. Okay, so think about that. You get this token and they get the NFT. Okay, but it says that at any point the owner of the upload token has the ability to pull the source NFT from custody and back to the platform of origin. So if you do this, you can take your NFT back at any time. I would caution anybody from doing this, but if you want to do it, go for it. The reason I would caution people from doing this is because I haven't read their terms of service, and I'm also not a legal expert, so I don't know if they had a bunch of like high value NFTs in their possession, if they could just like take those. I mean, like literally they could. If they have the actual token, they could just move it to a secret wallet and then you could never get it back, right? There's nothing that's exactly like making sure you get this back other than the like upstandedness of the company. So be careful if you're doing this. If you have a high value NFT, probably don't put it in here, but if you do, you could theoretically get it back at any time. All right, NFT portal beta, Upland meets Blockchain Heroes. Upland's partnership with Blockchain Heroes, I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing that's another NFT game. Will serve as the first beta implementation of upcoming NFT portal that would allow players to import external. Okay, so this is like one of the ways that you're going to import external NFTs is from this other game, Blockchain Heroes. It's kind of interesting, I guess. But again, there's not much gameplay in this. And I'm going to guess that's probably the same for Blockchain Heroes. There's probably not much gameplay. That tends to be the way that blockchain games go. Block Explorer shops serve both as marketplaces for trading. Okay, so Block Explorer shops serve both as marketplaces for trading existing custom block explorers and the exclusive places where newly minted custom block explorers are made available to Uplanders. Owners enjoy income in the form of transaction fees. Okay, so what this probably is, now this wording is a little weird, but it's kind of like if you own the Block Explorer shop, like you purchase this with real money, and it acts as a shop for other people to sell. This says custom block explorers. Now it could also sell other things, but essentially the owner gets some kind of transaction fee between there. So the reason you need to do this for blockchain is since it's decentralized, you need a bunch of people. It's easier if you have a bunch of people owning different parts of it to like distribute like parts of it. So if you own this, I'm going to guess that you have to give up some resources from either your personal computer or like a personal server to run it. So you run this so that like you're taking on the fees of actually running the exchange, like of like the resource, like the computer resources needed, like CPU and RAM and GPU usage, but you get a transaction fee. That's what it probably seems like to me, but I could be wrong. But that's what this reads like. Multiple structures and portable items will be allowed to be placed and managed within a single property, provided they can fit within the property boundaries. Okay. Also note that these things are still in progress. Okay. These were supposed to be done Q1, so that is actually kind of concerning that they're behind on so much of their stuff. It's not necessarily unheard of for things to be behind. I don't know how they relayed this delay to the customers, but this could be kind of bad. This is a lot of stuff. Like I'd say it wouldn't be that bad if it was like a couple things, right? Like a couple things that were complex. Like if it was just the Block Explorer shops and this like integration between Blockchain Heroes and Upland, like I'd be like, oh, it's probably fine. But the fact that it's so many things, even things that probably shouldn't still be in progress, is like, it's a little bit concerning. Like multiple structures and portable items to be allowed and placed and managed within a single property. Like this should be already in there. Like this shouldn't be that hard to do. Like these other things you could say like, oh, the upload token, like, oh, we're waiting on like some third party to do this, or this like meets blockchain heroes. Oh, we're waiting on blockchain heroes to do this, or this block export shop. Oh, this is more complex than we thought, getting people to set up their own stuff. But things like this and like having all of these things backlogged is a little bit concerning to me. Staking Spark for other Uplands projects. Players will be able to stake their Spark resources in favor of other players' construction projects. So this seems to me how people are earning money in the game is like you are kind of like investing in other people's stuff. So it's not really like you're not like earning stuff on your property because like you just passively get it from the game. Like you have to be providing some service to like other players or to the developers for you to get any return on your stuff. Landmark construction, landmark owners, and like, so yes, this is all stuff still in progress, right? So like that's still concerning. Let's see. So oh man. Oh man. All right, so okay, so this is a little bit bad, right? So we haven't even finished the Q1 stuff. We haven't done anything in Q2. What does this mean? Blockchain infrastructure improvements. It may not be as visible in the community. Okay, I mean, I guess like what infrastructure are you trying to improve? I guess they're the ability for other people to like the ability to offload the resources required to run some of the stuff to other people is kind of makes sense. But so even though this is vague, do you see how they give like an example of this? This is what Earth 2 doesn't do. But again, they are so far behind on their work. Like, oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. So this is an incredibly important part of what's happening here. Okay. So the properties you can mint, all right, you basically buy them from the company. Okay. And then the other ones that are owned, you're buying them from other players. And then every single time you own a property, you get it says a 17% like yearly return. I don't know about that. Maybe, especially if it's not using like, okay, sure. Especially since UPX is like their in-game currency. It's not like their token. So basically you buy in-game currency to purchase some of these buildings, and then you get like a 17% per year return on those properties. And then like some NFTs are worth more, but they cost more upfront. Okay. And then, okay, so then it also says that you don't get anything until you have 10,000 UPX. And then it creates an EOS blockchain account for you. Okay, so yeah, so this is what happens, right? So you have some people who play the game but never get up to this net worth, right? They spend a little bit of money in the game, but never get up to this, so that they never have to have their actual account created. What they're doing is they are hoping that the real money transactions they get on this UPX coin is going to be worth whatever these NFTs cost to create. Creating you an account and giving you the actual NFT costs a little bit of money, okay? So what they do is they wait for you to actually be bought into the game before they do that. Which means that they're probably going to make money because you're going to spend money on the game to continue your investment. And then they're going to use that investment to continue to mint more NFTs off of their crypto. Now, so it's basically like a mobile game, you know, where they make money because people like purchase all those convenience items, but instead they're just purchasing this UPX stuff to purchase more things and to get more money and to possibly build more stuff, right? So overall, what I will say about Upland, it is far more legitimate than Earth 2. Where the problem with Earth 2 is there's literally no accountability. With this, at least after a certain amount of time, you do get a blockchain investment in here, and then you do get to own the NFT. Yeah, so you do get the blockchain investment and you do get to own the NFT, which then goes into your account. Of course, until you get up to that 10,000 mark, the company still owns the NFT even if you mint one. So that's the only minor concern. So that's one of the concerns that there might be with it. If you don't get to that point where they make you an account and you can sell your NFTs as you wish, then it might be a concern. Also, their lack of, or their seemingly large backlog, that could be a concern as well. But and then the actual gameplay in the game itself is, it doesn't seem like really anything. So those are the major concerns. I don't think that Upland is really a scam. It just looks like a bad investment. Like, maybe there could be some game here. I think in their thing they were talking about adding a battle royale. So maybe at some point there could be a game here. But right now there's really nothing. You're kind of just buying an NFT and hoping that you're buying an NFT or a crypto and hoping that the NFT or crypto goes up in the future. It's not a whole lot different from just buying any other NFT or any other crypto that's like kind of unsubstantiated. So if you just go onto any market, if you go onto any crypto market and you just buy random cryptocurrency and like you just don't know what any of them do and you're just kind of randomly going through, or you just go buy some random NFT, it's kind of the same thing. So I guess if you're into this whole like metaverse thing, this seems like the least predatory of them all, though I did raise some concerns about a lot of the people that work there having worked for gambling companies in the past. Of course, that by itself isn't a problem. It's just if they had done some shady stuff in the past. I didn't do that much research on them. So take that with what you will. So yeah, I'll just reiterate one more time. Upland seems to be fine. It's just an NFT and crypto. It's no different than the other ones. It's been going for 3 years and I don't know what its value is at. So maybe it's still low value. So keep that in mind as well. But yep, that's all. Please like and subscribe. Hey, if you disagree with me or you think I'm a complete fucking idiot, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I respond to pretty much every comment. If you look at my Earth 2 video, I respond to every single person. And some people even delete their comments after, I post some stuff that makes them look like an idiot. So if you hate me, leave a comment. But yep, that's it. Peace.